Hello everyone, this is Astocky here. Welcome to part 20 of my Technic Pack Let's Play. In today's episode I am going to be getting things ready so that once again at the end of this episode I'm going to put the world up for everyone to download. So I honestly thought that I had marked my base with a waypoint marker, but it seems like I haven't done that yet. So that's going to be the very first thing that I do, just so that anyone who's roaming around can make sure that they have... I wonder what the key is for that. I've absolutely forgotten. How can I have forgotten what the key is? Let's try again. There we go. I'm going to call this one base, and I'm going to make it bright white so that it kind of stands out from all the other markers. So there we go. Base. Nice and easy. Ooh, crystal. So I'm not going to be really doing a huge amount this episode because I mainly am aiming to get things cleaned up and cleared up for, I guess, for when everyone downloads the world. What I am going to do though is once this runs out of steam, I'm going to set this up, and the first thing I'm going to do while I'm waiting for that is, you know how when you macerate things it really takes forever and it's really slow. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to help to fix that. And the way you do that is you create some things called overclocking upgrades. So you start off by putting 4 tin in that kind of pattern, and that creates 16 empty cells. And I need 15 of those cells to hold water, because I intend to make 5 of these upgrades, and each upgrade needs 3 cells. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run down here while I'm waiting for that, and they need to be thrown in the extractor just like rubber. So now they're going to extract away, and while they're doing that I'm going to get the rest of the things that I'm going to need for this. So I'm going to need lots and lots of copper cable. So thankfully I have loads of rubber and lots of copper. So I'm going to 2, 3, 4. I'm going to make 5 lots of rubber, because that's how much rubber I am going to need to make what I'm looking at making. Now I need some refined iron. Unfortunately 2 pieces is not going to be enough. I'm going to need 5, but thankfully... oh no, okay. Ooh. Wish there was something I could do about that noise. That's genuinely annoying. What I found you have to do is you just have to adjust the volume setting for your master volume, and that seems to fix it until the next time that it turns on, and then it does the same thing again. Now the problem with these coolant cells is they don't stack, so that makes it a real pain in the backside to actually do these particular sets of upgrades, but I have a plan. So now that I have everything that I'm going to need, I'm going to go upstairs to my project table and show you the advantage of having a project table. So now what I can do is I can throw the pattern that I want to follow down and throw the ingredients in, and now as long as I have sufficient ingredients in here I can just keep clicking and keep taking these out. And unfortunately, because I ran out of copper cable and I ran out of refined iron, it actually took the very last one out. But you can understand that normally if I had more ingredients in there, it would have kept that pattern, and then every time I wanted an electronic circuit I could come back. So for those of you who aren't familiar with what overclocking upgrades are or what they do, they basically allow you to speed up the production of any particular machine at the cost of using lots of power. So I think each one gives it and it's like an exponential, so they multiply together. So each one is slightly more beneficial than the last. But for example, I think each one gives a 25% increase in speed for a 50% cost in power. So it's something like that. So it doesn't quite work out being 100% beneficial. Okay, what I've also realized is I actually need more wire, because I also need 2 pieces of wire for each overclocking upgrade. So that's okay. This should now give me plenty. Oh no, wait, I'm going to need 10, aren't I? No, now I've only got 8. So 3 more, that gives me 6 wire. Just whack a heap of rubber in there and I'll just convert them all. There we go, so now I've got, oops. So now I've got 17, which is way more than I need. So if we come over here now, I now have my 3 coolant cells. So you can see how slowly this bar is moving. If I come back now and I go to my table here, and I put the 3 coolant cells at the top, I put 1 piece of copper cable on each side and 1 electric circuit on the bottom, I make an overclocking upgrade. And now if I put that overclocking upgrade in the top up here and take this out, you can see that the bar moves. I mean, it's noticeably faster with just 1 upgrade. What I'm aiming for is I'm aiming for 5 upgrades, because 5 upgrades makes it produce about 1 item per second. So what I'm going to do is once the 3rd one comes out, I'll then make that into a 2nd one, put it in, and that will kind of speed the process up exponentially while I'm going through. The next thing that I'm going to do is I have made lots of advanced alloys. So I'm going to make an induction furnace, because I know there's been lots of people commenting saying they want me to make an induction furnace because they're just so much better, and I will do that. So now here we throw the 2nd one in. Once again, you can see that there's a noticeable speed improvement. Now, any tier 1 machine, so that's macerator, extractor, compressor, basically any of the basic machines that you make with a machine block instead of an advanced machine block, have the option to have this upgrade installed in them. There's 2 other kinds of upgrades as well. There is the transformer upgrade, and each transformer upgrade increases the level of power that a device can take by 1 step. So the first step is 32, the second step is 128, the next step is 512, etc, etc, etc. So for each extra step you go up, you make it be able to take 1 level of higher power. So at the moment I've had to have a transformer to run these machines off my MFE. With a transformer upgrade, I could then run them off it without having to down convert the power. The next step after that, which would be to go to a MFSU or something like that. I forgot to make it. So the next step after that, which is an MFSU, I believe, if I was to take one of those, it puts out 512. And so you can see already this is now noticeably faster. So again, so with an MFSU I would need to have 2 transformer upgrade switches in. Now the thing with overclocker upgrades is I can freely move these around, and all that happens is the machine slows down a bit. If you put transformer upgrades in, which is part of the reason why I'm not doing that, and then take one out while the machine's running, as soon as that higher voltage power hits it, the machine will actually explode. Like bang, just instant explosion. And that's most unfortunate when that happens, particularly if you don't intend that to happen. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to quickly pause the video for a second, and then I'm going to come back and show you just how much faster this is with that upgrade installed. So back in a moment. Okay, so here I am, I'm back, and I now have copper ore. So you can see that it's macerating really slowly. Now if I throw those 5 overclocker upgrades in, look at it go now. So you can add more, but to the point where, you know, if you can't wait 1 second for each operation, the next thing that you can also do is you could make another 5 for this machine and 5 more for that machine. I find that, you know, 5 is really quite sufficient, and when I decide that I want to do something else, you know, ooh, see the electric furnace has overclocker upgrades as well, so I can take these, put my overclocker upgrades next to it, so you can see how quickly that goes, throw the overclocker in, and now we're really cooking. And I don't mind actually pick the upgrade up and move it from machine to machine. If you want, you know, you can make it all yourself and make, you know, 15 or 20 of them. There you can hear that once again the machines have actually kicked in again upstairs to provide power, because like I said, I'm now draining substantially more power than I was previously. So you can see if I come up here and click on my MFS, I've probably, I don't know, by the time I get up here it's producing so much power it's refilled it. But basically you can see that that's taking a lot more power, but it's also really producing a super fast result, which is excellent. So now the next thing that I want to do is, in between the last 2 episodes I macerated myself in a lot of coal dust, because in order to make an advanced machine you need refined iron. So I'm going to throw this in here and cook this up in my electric furnace while I'm doing it. You also need advanced alloys, and then you need carbon fiber panels. And the way you make those is you put coal in a macerator and it produces coal dust. Put full coal dust in that pattern and it produces a raw carbon fiber. Now I need 2 of these panels to make this advanced machine, so I need 4 lots of coal dust, because now these raw carbon fibers, you put 2 of them together like that and it creates a mesh, and then you take these meshes and you put them in the compressor, and because it's overclocked it happens super fast, but you end up with 2 carbon plates. How are we doing over here? Taking too long? Time to overclocker it up. Look at that, bam, 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 and we're done. So I'm actually going to need to take that machine out as well, but I don't think I have my wrench on me. No, I do not. So come back over here, grab my wrench out. I need to pick that electric furnace up because it's part of the crafting for the next level of furnace. So I'm going to also need lots of copper. So I'll do the crafting so you can see it. So you take your electric furnace, you actually first of all you need to create a machine block. So the first thing you do is you put your machine block in the center, you put 2 carbon plates, 1 on either side, and then you put 2 advanced alloys, 1 on the bottom and 1 on the top, and that creates an advanced machine block. You put the advanced machine block in the bottom, an electric furnace above it, and then put copper, just normal copper bars all around it, and you have an induction furnace. Now, have I got cobble? Of course I have cobble. I'm going to use cobble to demonstrate the way this machine works. What it does is it has a heat over here on the left hand side, and what that is that is a number that builds up the more you cook. Unfortunately, because one generator turns on, the next one turns on, and the way the system works, there's actually no way to stop it making that noise without doing this. Because what that'll do is that'll mean once it fills up, it'll basically stop, and then there'll be no more power produced, which means I'm draining all my power out of this, but it makes it much more quiet for video purposes. So you can see here there are 2 slots. Now if you stack one slot, it works just like a normal electric furnace, that it starts off cooking, except as the heat builds up, it'll actually cook faster and faster and faster for you. What makes it advantageous though is you've actually got 2 slots. So if I was to break this into half, I can put that there, but then also put that particular one there, and once this builds up a little bit of heat, it will start cooking. Now it's actually only using 100% of the normal cooking energy for this one, but this second stack is getting half cooked for free, so it's using less. And you can see that as this heat builds up and builds up and builds up, this bar will start to slowly move faster and faster and faster. But you can see that is still really quite slow. So what I'm going to do, and also you can see that once you stop cooking, the heat drops off. Now there is a feature for this particular furnace that by taking a lever or a redstone torch, basically any redstone signal, and turning it on, you can see the bottom lights up. What I've basically done is I put this thing into preheat mode now. So even though I'm not cooking anything, you can see the energy is draining away, because basically what I'm doing is I'm draining 1 EU per tick, so 20 EU per second, to basically just preheat this oven so that it comes up to 100%. So what I'm going to do is just pause the video and I'll come back once it's fully heated up and I'll show you how fast it is. Back soon. Hello, I'm back. I got sick of waiting for that to happen, so I've decided I'm going to do something else while I'm waiting. And it's going to start with 2 wooden gears, and then I'm going to need to make a piston. So for that I need redstone, I've got iron, I've got cobble, I need planks. So that should give me a piston. There we go, piston. I now need to turn those wooden gears into stone gears. Just throw my bucket on the ground for now and deal with that in a second. I made the wrong kind of gear. Never mind, I will cope with that. I'm just going to have to chuck that on the ground for a second. And so now I need to upgrade those 2 gears to be tin gears. Where is my tin? Okay. This was not quite what I was hoping would happen. So I'm going to need to get some tin out. There's my tin. So now we'll upgrade those 2 stone gears to tin gears. 1 tin gear. I'll chuck it on the ground for now and I'll get it back in a second. Sure, I just made 2 tin gears. Where did it go? Give me 1 second while I find where that tin gear went. Back in a second. Okay, I found it. I'm not sure how, but somehow I got it stuck behind my crafting table. And now that I've picked it up, I can't actually pick up my crafting table. So I'm just going to chuck my philosopher's stone over there. And there we have tin gears, plus tin, plus a piston, plus the other stuff that I need. And that will make me 1 electrical engine. And there we go. And what I can do now is I can go upstairs and I can show what I plan to do with it. So I've changed this room. This is no longer going to be my advanced machine room. This is going to be my buildcraft and forestry machines, because I got sick of my centrifuge being where it was. So what I've got now is an electrical engine which is powered by the electricity that comes out of this MFE, and it will power my centrifuge. So when I hit this switch, the engine turns on, starts pumping buildcraft power into this, and this will start working. And then when I hit the switch back off, the machine turns off. I'm going to add a carpenter as well in a episode that's soon to be coming up, and once I add that carpenter in, I will determine if I need to work out some new way of powering things. I can only think of really those 2 machines that I want for right now, so I guess I'll deal with whatever else comes out of that later on. So back we come over here. There we go, up to 100%. Unfortunately, I don't have anywhere near as much cobble as I had before, but I think you will see anyway, whoops, just how quickly this burns through the cobble. Yeah, that is cooking super fast. It's using a lot of power to do it though. If I can really quickly run upstairs, I can show you just how much power that thing is using. And remember that by burning 2 stacks at once, I'm saving 50% of the power I would normally use. Look at that, I couldn't even get up here in time. I think part of the fact that my generator is producing such a huge amount of power for basically no effort kind of rules out me ever being able to get up there and demonstrate anything like that. But there you go. So, and as long as I have that flicked in that direction, it will continuously drain power, which is bad at night because it means those generators upstairs have to run constantly. But if I flick it off, it straight away starts to lose its heat, which therefore loses its speed when I want it to be fast. So that's I guess that's a bit of a downside. So Other than that, everything is pretty much the same as it was during the last episode. Just going to throw all my Buildcraft and Industrial Craft things up in this top place up here, and I'll throw my Thaumcraft in there, and don't really want to keep my overclockers. I think for the next time I go mining I'll throw them in here. Got my materials. Oh, there's some more. Ah, there we go. I've got some rubber. Sort that out. Throw my creosote oil up there. My sticks. My pumpkins. What else have I got? Glass, smooth stone. Might hang on my buckets for later. You're a crafting ingredient. Wood planks. So I've pretty much got that all sorted out. I'm not going to take everything out of my bag this time. What I'm going to hopefully do is I'll upload an episode straight after this one, just to let everyone know how to go about editing and doing, I guess, different things. Actually, what I'm thinking I might do though is yes I do. I will do one last thing before I finish this episode. Going to take all of that out except for one. Yep, all of it out except for one. And I'm going to make something very cool. Something that, well, this will be the first time I've ever actually made it. So that's going to be excellent. Need 1, 2, 3, 4. So there we go. I've now made 8. I think it's a Tonalis fuel. It doesn't really matter how it's pronounced, but if I put the 8 of those around like this, and then put one block of diamond in the center, I get dark matter. This is actually the first time I've ever made dark matter. And why am I so far off having that upgrade? Never mind, I'll take that out for now. And I'll keep slowly building up because I'm going to need glowstone. I'm going to need lots of glowstone. So I'm thinking what I might be able to do is put that in there. I think I just lost my glowstone dust. That's a pain. Gotta get my matter out. Okay, there's my matter. If I put one of these in, there we go. Block of glowstone. Hopefully that'll give me enough. Maybe it will not. So I've got 4 glowstone out of that. I need more than 4 glowstone. So what I'm going to do is just really quickly find something of value and convert it. Bam, there we go. Plenty of glowstone now. So what I'm actually going to make involves breaking my machine, because I'm going to make a Mark II collector, which is glowstone all around the edge, your energy collector in the center, and dark matter at the top. And the reason I'm going to do that is because it doubles the amount of EMC per second that you produce with your collector. So there we now have a Mark II collector, and you can see just how much quicker it's now producing fuel energy. So I'll throw my 2 glowstone in there, and you can see that it's actually really quite quickly upgrading them. And that's good, because what I'm going to do is very soon hopefully build another collector, and then on this side of that put an antimatter relay, because what I want to start doing is I want to start with some Klein stars coming up soon, so that I can really start to show you some of the equivalent exchange things. So that is going to be the very end of this episode. I'm just going to really quickly show you one more thing before I do anything else. I have no idea how a zombie got in here to die, but it did. So out here I put a cactus, a reed farm, because I had no reeds and I need them. You have to keep coming back to this place up here to keep putting your 2 bees together to breed them, and that's because bees die quite quickly after they've produced their 10 honeycombs. So it's basically something you'll constantly need to monitor. So is this coke oven, and the coke oven is important because it's what will allow you to make rails if you want to do that. Aha! I've already got one of those. I was really hoping it'd drop an electrified Viz crystal because that'd be cool. But never mind, at least it dropped something. So you can see here this is now absolutely chockers full. So you'll have to keep an eye on that because basically it'll end up wasting a lot of your biomass if you don't use it for something. So I'd suggest filling up that engine there, filling up my other biomass engine. This is something you also have to keep a close eye on because you go through hummus really fast with that tree farm. What you also will probably end up doing, and I think I might have already done it now, I know, you'll end up filling up this with wooden saplings and apples really quickly too. So those are a couple things you'll need to keep an eye on if you intend to play this level for a little while. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. Please see the description to see how to download this world. Let me know if you have any problems installing it. Again, thank you heaps for subscribing, liking, watching, favoriting my videos. Astocky out.